Welcome back to a brand new video. We're here at Off Scratch. We're going to talk about the best way to use your lead hip. Now, this is one of the questions that we got in from a previous video, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. We had a question from Neil who was asking about strengthening the lead knee, particularly in wet ground, which is exactly what it is today. You can tell it's winter, it's absolutely freezing.
We have full waterproof stuff.
Full gear on, bit sloshy underfoot, and therefore it does get harder to really transfer your force into the ground a little bit. So we're going to tackle why people might be overusing the lead knee, getting a bit of pain in there, because then underusing the lead hip.
So just to give you an example of what sort of Neil is saying and what we're going to be concentrating on is as we're coming into impact, sort of this look here. Now, I know there's a lot of emphasis in the golfing world right now, getting hips open, get the rotation and really get the power that way. But I think I hear a lot of people say, should I feel the left knee moves out? And it's sort of my biggest bugbear. Like, that lead leg should straighten or lose flex based upon your hips opening, not your left knee doing the job. Because I have found a lot of people that if they do that, especially in wet ground, it can cause a bit of injury. And you're almost forcing something that your body might not be allowing to happen.
Exactly, yeah. Your knees aren't designed to create that level of rotation. They do have an element of rotation, but it's very minimal. And that's why we are designed to use the hips more to rotate. So we're looking for this opening here. And the knee really is a stabilizer between you and your foot to stop you falling forwards or falling over anywhere.
Yeah.
So the rotation has to come from up here. If you're feeling like you're dragging this out, all we're doing then is pulling the feet off the ground, and there's a lot of force coming through this joint, which is not ideal.
So, Nat, hold that golf club, even with your mitts on. just talk us through, from your point of view and your specialities, like what is actually happening in the hips for that left leg to straighten.
Yep.
Talk us through the golf swing, and then we're going to go into a bit of an exercise that you can do to help improve the hips, which in turn will help take the pressure off your knee.
Okay, so pretend I'm holding this properly.
There's a hell of a grip we've got going
Two pairs of gloves on and mittens, hand warmers inside them. So pretend this is a proper grip. So we've gone backswing here. What we're looking for effectively is, whether you're right or a lefty, the lead hip for you is starting to pull away. So we get this like little bit of separation.
Yeah.
And it's very minimal for most people because it's happening at such speed, it's really difficult to feel. And that's why we break it down into these small drills. And that's kind of the first step of sequencing that you like to see as a coach. So as we start to come into impact here, we get this feeling of the legs straightening up, but the pelvis and the hips have rotated. So you can see on the angle, all of a sudden my left hip is a lot higher than my right here. Where the right hip is down, the left hip is high, and that's where we've got that rotational element from. My knee hasn't gone this way for me to achieve that.
That's what we're trying to avoid at all costs.
If you think, as a golfer, we're on this particular point in ground, and all you do is turn. There's a turn right and a turn left, or if you're a lefty, a turn left and a turn right.
The way I describe it is it's like someone pulling your left pocket up and around.
Exactly. This is coming up and around you. So we've spoken before, if I give you that, Alex, in previous videos about the angle of the pelvis and how important that is. About if I turn to my backswing, right higher than left. And if I turn into the downswing, right lower than left. Yeah. And that's all that has to happen. It's as simple as that.
Make it sound so simple.
Okay. It was when we were hitting shots.
I know. So just to give you an idea, if you focused on just a technical point, like Nat said there, backswing for a right-hander, try and feel right pocket's a little bit higher than left. Yeah. And just the opposite, left a little bit higher than right as you come into impact. Okay, Nat, what is a good exercise everybody can just follow and do right now, even at home if you're watching this, because it's not that fit enough weather to be out on the golf course.
It's very cold. So to keep things really simple again, because I think this is just an area that's so overcomplicated by so many people, is we're going to go into setup. If I put my hands on my chest here, and you can do this holding the club if you like, sometimes it's just easier to feel, is in neutral. So I've not turned to the backswing, I'm going to keep it fairly neutral, literally just push away. So I'm sort of using a bit of,
there, right?
Yeah, I'm using a bit of my right side to drive the ground, but to push this hip out and up. And it's a little bit of a separation feeling, but what it does, I think, is give people the understanding of this is a sway or a slide or a buckle of the knee. That's, if you tackled me there, I'd be over in a split second. Like, that's not a nice place to be.
Like you ski.
Whereas, exactly, if I was here and you tried to push me over, I'd have a bit more of a chance of resisting you. And all it is that. So hands on chest, drive, push into that left hip.
Interesting. So you're feeling the right hips pushing the left hip rather than the left hip pulling the right.
Yeah, for me, I think if you were to create your backswing, all your force and pressure's here. So you've got to take the pressure from here to here. So in my head, other people might think of it differently. I like to think push through this side.
It's
Being a
worth a try, isn't it?
right-hander, I'm stronger on this side naturally, so that's where I get my force from.
Very interesting. So try feeling either the pocket pulling around in the golf swing or pushing off your right, and definitely have a go at that drill. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We've got tips here coming every single Thursday, short videos on a Saturday, and also don't forget to check out our website, offscratchgolf.com.